Hi, this is Stephen Brower from Art Valley Community College. This video is for CSIT 217 operating systems for the spring 2026 semester. This video is intended for those that have not used Canvas for an online course before. If you have used Canvas for an online course, stop watching this video. Well, wait, let me give the instruction first. In the course, there's a course overview page, and on the course overview page, there's a video for those that have used Canvas before. This is making the assumption, this video, is that you haven't used Canvas before. So I'll begin with how you actually get there. So one, from the Art Valley page, you can actually go and do the RVCC login. I'm assuming since you got an email from me that at least you can access your email, so you should be able to get into the RVCC logon, which will get you to Lion's Den. Your Lion's Den will look a little bit different than mine, but what you should have is somewhere here, a Canvas tile, and when you click the Canvas tile, again, my view is going to be different because I'm faculty. You'll have a list, you'll have an icon for each course that you have. Okay, let's hold on a second. Let me get into the course. I'm sorry. So the tile should look similar to this, and I'll go into the course. And once I'm in the course, I'm going to switch to student view just so it looks closer to what you'll experience. Okay. So once you enter the course, the view that I put you in is called the modules view. And so straight ahead, this part right here, straight ahead, what I usually do for each week is that there is a module that has with it what we need for the week. Well, this first week, we're just navigating into the course and doing introductions. Let me scroll ahead to the next week. So what we'll have is the slides will be here. There could be some additional information on the pages, and then the assignments will be here as well. And so it's sort of the entire semester is here. At the very bottom is the final exam. But for viewing the slides, like looking ahead to next week, if I were to do the slides here at 2 per page, and actually let me go and click the download instead of just viewing them in the viewer here, because it might be easier to view. This would be, if we were in the classroom, the slides that I would have, and they're at 2 per page, so it's easier to zoom in. The 6 per page would be if you're printing, it would do 6 slides on a page. But the idea is that the slides are available there. Sorry for the pauses. This first one right here, which is the overview, it'll vary from chapter to chapter how many videos there are. Some have more because there's multiple topics in the chapters. And also I'm cheap and I use the free software where I'm only allowed to do a 15-minute video. Sometimes I have to break it up into multiple parts. But the idea is that the videos will be able to do an overview of some of the material and maybe go in a little bit depth with others. Okay. Most weeks there's going to be a discussion. Most weeks there's going to be a lab. Most weeks there's going to be a homework. I use Friday as the day on which everything is due. For the actual submission of them, the mechanics of using Canvas, like if I go into the homework chapter 1 assignment, there actually is a video here on how you go about to submit homework. And if I go to the intro discussion from the first week, I have a video here on the mechanics of doing it. So for the mechanics of how do you submit the homework, how do you submit the discussion, there'll be videos for that. Labs, for the most part, are kind of like, from the mechanics point of view, like homework. In other words, you're just submitting a file. And so there isn't going to be a separate video for that. There is going to be a video in the lab chapter 1, but it's going over something else. Okay, so this main part right here in the center, this is the module list, and it's this long list all the way to the end, with the final end being the final exam. Um, Now, scrolling back up top here, on the right-hand side, this would be the list of the things that are coming up shortly. So let's say you know you need to work on a homework. You actually just see it over there on the list. You don't have to scroll too far down. As you do things, they'll disappear off the to-do list on the right. So even though we might be, later when we get to April, instead of having to scroll all the way down to April, on the right-hand side should be the upcoming assignments. So on the left-hand side, first I'll talk to some of these tabs and I'll go into some of them. Well, the modules is just this thing right here. Assignments, so another way to get to an assignment is to go through the assignments page, but I'll show you an easier layout, I think, which is the syllabus one. We are going to have discussions, and you see they do come up on the right-hand side. They also are listed here as well, but you also get to the discussions. Our midterm and final will be here in the quizzes. And let me just jump now to the syllabus. So there's two things going on in this page. One is that there's two things. So there's two documents here. This first document is the syllabus, the portion of it that has the policies and the procedures. So it goes through the book, description of the course, basically a whole bunch of policies, what we're going to be doing in the course. And so everything on the policies is there. This separate document, this would be the sort of a view of everything that's going to occur during the semester. And it sort of gives us this high level view. I mean, here we're looking at 6 weeks straight. And so at least we can see the first 6 weeks of the semester, what is due when. I have had some students in the past tell me what they did is they printed this page, the PDF, well, it's multiple pages. They printed it, and as they did things, they sort of checked them off the list that they had finished them. You don't have to do that. I'm just throwing it out as an idea. The other thing is it's easier to take a glimpse ahead. Like, oh my God, we have a research project 1, February 13th, and Brower bolded it. There must be a reason for that. It's because it's weight-wise a little bit more than the others. And scrolling a little bit more, oh my God, we have a midterm on March 6th. Of course, you had to scroll to get to that, but within a short amount of real estate on the screen, we actually can see the course as a whole. The other thing going on this syllabus is that the syllabus tab is the chronological list of all the assignments. And so one way, if you know you have to get to homework 1, you can click on the syllabus tab, and then there's the homework 1. As the semester progresses, when you click jump to today, like when we get to April, if we come into here and jump to today, it'll snap the view to April. So it'd be faster to get to the information that's there. Okay, I'm getting Groundhog Day effect. One of the things I do is I use Friday at 11:59 p.m. as when everything is due. I've heard of other instructors where they have moving deadlines throughout the week. I even heard one instructor that you have to log in on a Monday to see if there's anything due Tuesday. I don't do that. Everything's due Fridays. When you choose to do work, that's up to you. So let's say Thursdays is the day that you're free. Then Thursday you do everything that's due, that next day, the Friday. Suppose Saturday is the only day you're free. Well, fortunately, you have to kind of jump ahead. But on Saturday, you would do all the work that would be due the following Friday. And you can do things throughout. In other words, if you have a little bit of time on Sunday, a little bit of time on Tuesday, a little bit of time on Friday, you can do a little bit on a series of assignments. So you can always submit them early. I'm not going to grade them until after they're due. So again, if we scroll down this list real quick, we'll see, these all say Friday, and they all say 11:59 p.m. Unless I made a mistake, but I'm just glancing, and I'm seeing Friday 11:59 p.m. So other instructors don't do that, but that's the approach that I take for this course. Okay, let me just pause and regroup. Oh, one other thing. This tab over here, grades. This tab right here, you'll be able to see, so after I grade something, you'll see, well, one, you'll see the score, but the other thing, you might see a little, like a bubble caption, meaning that I put some comments in. And so I'll explain, how I got to that point. It could be for some things, I may actually attach a file. Unfortunately, the way this LMS is set up, it's awkward the way it is. I know it's not the best in the world, but if I have more information than can fit in a little text box, I'll use an attachment for that. And you should see like a little alert pop up when there is a grade. I think if I go into it right now, it's not going to really show anything because I haven't actually done anything yet, so there's nothing to see here. I just realized there's something I'm hiding on the left that I should have to unhide. And that's going to be for the exams. So prior to the exams, and actually if I scroll down here, let me just find, here you go, midterm exam information. Right now there's nothing there. But the midterm exam information would have information about the midterm in terms of what chapters it's on, maybe some topics, the kind of questions that there are. So that will be posted a week before the exam opens. And I'll do the same thing for the final. So about a week before the final opens, I'll have a final exam information. The exams are going to be done in Canvas. The final is all multiple choice. I'm trying to remember if there's something that has to fill in on the midterm. I'll have to get back. Well, I'll update that later. But we're going to be using this software called Respondus Lockdown Browser. And what we're trying to simulate is if we were in the classroom, it would be closed note, closed book, closed computer on paper. But we're not in the classroom, and so we're trying to do it as sort of like closed note, closed book. And by locking down the browser, that's the way to do it. There is going to be a practice exam prior to the midterm that you can check out that the software is working. Okay. I probably have missed some things. Okay, so let's just call this video done. Welcome to Operating Systems, and I'm looking forward to a great semester.